Local nonprofit highlights the steps they are doing to help people and families in Rockford who deal with substance use and mental health disorders. Treatment Alternatives for Safe Communities, or TASC, offers those who use drugs or mental health disorders treatment alternatives instead of going to jail. The nonprofit works with the Winnebago County Court and helps those who are charged on drug-related crimes. The court determines if the treatment is better than jail. TASC officials say the organization works to reduce overdoses while also keeping families and the community safe.
The hope and humanity in all of us, the opportunity to pour into someone with love and kindness and support as opposed to retribution and punishment is always a more humane and viable path.